Oh yeah, it's your boy Livewire, and I'm back in the motherfucking building, baby. How is it? It's a good Saturday for me, man. And I must admit, man, things are looking really good. Scorpio news, amazing. I just, man. Yo, what's going on? Who's next? Uh, yeah, I've been looking at a lot of Scorpio videos lately, and what I've noticed is that this bitch is beastlier than I thought. I thought it was a beast. You know what I mean? I thought it was a beast, but now I know, even more so now than yesterday, that this bitch is a beast. They're talking about not only will future games look amazing, because we know that future games are going to be basically placed in 4K. They're going to aim for 4K with future games, but our current games, obviously, they have the Scorpio will utilize that, make those games better, like The Witcher, like Aliens Isolation, or any game that might have seen some technical issues. Those games will run better, right? And then on top of that, the 360 games. And people say, wait. How the fuck will 360 games see any type of improvements? And I shall tell you, draw distance will be improved. Pop-ins will be eliminated. And screen tearing will also be eliminated. Yes, I must admit, like, that is one thing. Yeah, graphically the games won't look any better per se. They're not going to add different textures, but just the overall quality of games running on those engines will be uh, just spectacular. It's like playing a game meant for PC. Basically, what I heard from listening to Major Nelson's podcast with Albert Pinello was that the games are geared for current gen, basically, right? Xbox games are geared at basically running on 4 gigs, 5 gigs of memory, right? Just 12 total currently, right? You have 5 geared for basically PlayStation, 5 gigs, uh, basically geared towards PlayStation games and Xbox One games, right? But what PS4 Pro is, they have 5.5 geared for games, and Xbox has 8. So that means PS4 only has 0.5 gigs extra to play with, to go towards games, whereas Xbox has 3 gigs extra just to fucking toss to the wind to do whatever they fucking please. Throw in textures. Now, mind you, for the games coming out, 4K games, they have certain amounts of memory geared towards making those games load faster and run more efficiently. And but for the old games, you're talking about the difference between just running fast initially to damn near running lightning fast. You're talking about, like, you're not gonna get those jutters when you move from one part of the map to the other. Those little jumps. Sometimes if you're on open world, you're not gonna get those long ass load screens when you play games like Recore or some shit like that. Like, or even if you were playing a game like, say, if Bloodborne was on Xbox, that load time would be cut down dramatically. Shit, The Witcher's load time is insane. So imagine that. Be able, if you die in The Witcher, you're not sitting there for like the next, what is it, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, however long it is, waiting to jump back in. It's almost instant. Especially if they don't add, now, I must say, if they add, like, if they go in and patch it and put 4K, it's not going to be as fast as if they just don't touch it at all. Just be, the game currently would just run faster. But yes, if they add 4K textures and they try to make the game more beautiful, it'll probably run or load as fast as it currently does right now, or maybe a little bit faster. But it's amazing, man. Like, look, every single game that came out from 360 on to the whatever the next uh games we're going to get in 2018 will just run better on Scorpio. Like that shit's crazy, man. There's no game. There's not a single game that's going to run better on like the only way PlayStation can get better games is like motherfuckers will have to literally make shitty games for like they would have to make it purposely shitty. Like they would have to go out their way to make it shitty. It's not even like just making the game shitty. They would have to go out their way to make it bad. That's how crazy it is. Like they were talking about the fact that the game's engine loads so fast on the Scorpio is it gives them more time to actually fine tune the game and optimize it. So instead of worrying about dealing with bugs and bullshit like that, they get just more time to actually refine the game and make it look better. Shit is crazy, man. Shit is fucking crazy, yo. Yo, the other thing that was crazy, a lot. I mean, I don't say a lot of people, but people tend to overlook is the fact that when they did the port of the Forza engine, I mean, it's a straight port. Like they didn't optimize shit. They didn't optimize anything. They literally like because for games like especially on the games that we deal with now, we have high resolutions that are when images are up close, but then they lower the resolutions when they're in the distance. They didn't do any of that. When they bumped that bitch up to 4K, they left that bitch 4K across the board, everything 4K. Like they didn't change shit. They didn't go say, okay, this car that we can't even see barely, that's just going to be like 720p or fucking 480p. No, that bitch was in 4K too. A thing, not everything. A thing was in 4K. Shit was crazy, and that shit was still running at 88% of an unfinished build. Do you understand what that fucking means? The shit's not even done yet. It's at 88%. The bitch still has the potential to run to like, and you got to understand, games can run all the way to 100% of their potential. It doesn't have to run at like 90% and leave a buffer. It doesn't have to. It can run all the way to 100%. But shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. Like we're gonna be seeing some wild shit out here. Now the only thing is I don't know if we're gonna get a bunch of 60 frame per second games because it's really based on the engine. That's the one thing that Albert Purnell did kind of discuss is like it's based on what the engine is built for. Like look at Guerrilla Games. A lot of people were like, well, why didn't they have that game at 60 frames per second? Well, their engine's not built that way. Like it's not built for that for whatever reason. Like the way they have it, it's not designed to do the 60 frames per second per se. So I mean, for that open world style game. So more than likely, if that's it, 30 frames per second on Horizon Zero Dawn, Dead Stranding, I think it's called, that should probably will also be 30 frames per second for that game as well. But games like that we have like Gears and Halo and Forza, we know these first party games will be 60 frames per second. But then it comes down to the developers and what they want to do as far as are they going to push for 60 on the Scorpio? We don't know. We'll just have to see. But what we do know is those games are going to look fucking drop dead gorgeous. You're not going to have the frame rates issues. Like you're not going to have none of that shit. It's crazy. It's like you don't really notice the frame rate issues that much because this is what we're accustomed to. But when that bitch is gone, we're gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? Something different about this shit. I can't put my finger on it. Aside from the graphics, like you'll get the graphics, yeah, it'll look better. But when that bitch actually plays better, that's when you'll be like, yo, this shit feels different. I can't wait, man. It's just gonna be amazing, man. But yeah, it's looking like it's a wrap for Sony and the line. I don't know what. Excuse me, I'm getting over my little cold. I don't know what what devs are gonna do as far like. Do you really want to show your game running on the PS4 like that anymore? I know a lot of these ponies are like, well, it doesn't matter. Sony still has they have the market share, so therefore, the devs are still going to show their games over, Scorpio games. I don't know about that. I'm just saying, man. When you're talking about your game looking that much better, like, I don't know. I don't know, man. That's hard to say. It's like, when it's looking slightly better, I get it, but way better. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't see them just like you probably do one of these things. Be like, yo, we got that PS4 version, but you know what? Here, take that Xbox version. Like, show that, but just hold up, but act like you dealing with the PS4 one, because you're gonna see a demonstrative difference. Like, the crazy thing is when E3 hit and all these games are playing both at Sony and Xbox's booth. You know what? To be honest, Xbox moving their booth away from Sony was you know was a bit of compassion on Microsoft's part. They were showing compassion because if they had them shit side by side door, oh man, right next door, what? Castle would literally just walk over and be like, "Yo, this PS4 this shit ain't cutting it right here for these multiplats, man. This shit is looking crazy. Like, I need you to do better, Sony. I don't know what you're doing right here, but you got to do better. You see what this fuck Microsoft got over here, man? You see what this shit is? This shit crazy over here. Like, it's wild shit, man. I can't wait. I'm amped for E3. I'm amped. I'm excited. Like, this is gonna be a glorious thing, man. Like, now it's just all about, like, what do they have brewing? Because, like, this is the hardware, right? Now, all the haters are still speculating. Well, it's just hardware. They don't got no games. They ain't got no games, man. What does it matter if they got the greatest hardware? They don't got no games. Well, let's let's keep 100. Any game that comes out for Xbox is their game for now on. I'm just saying, like, the multiplats, they're all exclusives to Xbox. No matter how you want to cut it, slice it, or whatever it is, if they look that much better on the Xbox, come on, man. Ain't nobody trying to play the blurred down version. That's up for somebody who ain't got no choice. If you don't have any choice, or you're just fanboy to the fucking 100th degree, and you're just like, yo, I'm gonna just bite the bullet on this. Because as good as, you know, you have PC games, obviously they look great, but you got to spend a lot of money to get there. And then you had PS4 versus Xbox, and yeah, the PS4 games looked a little bit better, but it wasn't like in a whole nother ballpark type looking better. Like, you're not talking about PS4 had better textures. You're just talking about it had better resolution. Now we're talking about better resolution, better textures. Like, the shit just better all around. Like, graphically, it's just better. Like, whoo. Yeah, it's gonna be I don't know, man. I know a lot of guys, a lot of hardcore PlayStation guys are trying to say, oh well, the exclusives will carry us through. I don't know about. I don't think enough people buy PS4 exclusives for that to really matter. Because let's be honest, other than Uncharted, I don't know if many PS4 exclusives got above 5 mil on PS4. Maybe The Last of Us, but that was bundled with everything too. So it's probably The Last of Us and Uncharted, the two most heavily bundled games this generation. So other than that, I really can't see. Yeah, it's gonna be rough, man. But sucks for them. I just, man. We're gonna get Crackdown in 4K. Like, this, that shit's crazy. We're gonna get Sea of Thieves in 4K. Like that shit, man. Actually, hold up. I don't think we're playing Sea of Thieves today. Hold up. I gotta check, man. I'm trying to see if I can play. I'm fucking enjoying that game. Let me see. No, I don't think it's a test this week. See, I played on Saturday. I mean, yeah, I played last Saturday and I played on Wednesday. Actually, you know what? Let me try. I'm gonna see if I can log in. Hold up. Yeah, because best believe if I can, I'm jumping on that. Yo, what's going on, Bam? Oh, hell no. PS5 coming soon. Hell no, that shit ain't. I mean, it could, but they would just cannibalize their own console sales. Like that should be crazy. They literally end their own. Like it wouldn't make any sense for them. The only way I see PS5 coming out is if PS4 becomes extremely stagnant. Like motherfuckers have to just stop buying that shit. And as much as I like Xbox, I also realize Xbox isn't everywhere. So even if it became super popular and everybody wanted to, you know, get an Xbox, it's still not available in all regions. So in some places they have no choice but to get a PS4. You know, so I mean, so I understand that part, but let me see. See if it's up. That shit's loading. But yeah, man. What's going on? Killer Black Mamba. Yeah, man. I'm up in here acting a fool. Can't wait for Scorpio. This shit is crazy. Next gen got his name as the Scorpio King. I gotta figure out a good name for myself. I haven't really thought about it that long, but I'm gonna have to think of something good. But yo, the shit is funny, man. The damage control is real out here for some of these neutrals, I would say. Weapon world out there, they in full damage control, man. It's just crazy. Oh, let me see the alphas. No, man, I'm not signing in. What was? No, it's not up. I can't get in. But yo, let me tell you, man, that shit is funny. But you know what? It looks like Black Bond has admitted that he was wrong. Some of these other guys, not so much. But they gotta show their loyalty to their Sony fans, because that's how they built their channels. So they gotta console them and tell them, oh, it's okay. You just wait until PS5 in the next 2 years. Some shit like that. Anybody out here talking about, oh well, I'm not gonna get Scorpio because it doesn't have any games, they're full of shit. Be like, don't lie, tell the truth. Now, if you ain't not getting a Scorpio, don't tell us some bullshit. Be like, oh, well, ain't got no games. Tell the truth, nigga. You broke. That's why you ain't getting no Scorpio. You ain't got no fucking money. That's what the problem is. Don't come out here and be like, I don't want a console that plays games better and all the games look better. We're the games. I'm like, bitch, do you not play multiplayer too? Yeah, but I'd rather play the shitty version with my friends on PS4. Hell no. Who the fuck wants to sign up for that shit? I was the biggest fucking Dreamcast fan there was. But guess what? When that bitch went under and they didn't have any fucking games, I had to go out and get a fucking PlayStation. I had to. Couldn't run around not playing nothing. When they stopped having games on the Dreamcast, that's when I fucking jump shit. It is what it is, And they literally had no games. They ain't had shit. They had like a few JRPGs, and that was it. That shit was over. PlayStation had all the fucking games. You had no choice but to get one. I think I had actually, you know what? Did I get a PlayStation? No, my boy did. I got the fucking Nintendo 64, I believe. So I traded in my. I'm trying to remember. Fuck. No, that's not true. I traded in the Nintendo 64 for the Dreamcast. I traded the Dreamcast in for the Xbox, the first Xbox. I think it came out a year after the Dreamcast died or some shit like that. Yeah. I remember I was like, oh, it's gonna get 2K. That bitch ain't get 2K until a year later. I was upset because that NBA Inside Drive for the Xbox, it looked good, but that shit ain't play like 2K though. But it looked good. I give them that. At the time, it did. But man, shit is it's just gonna be great, man. No, $700, hell no, I ain't paying $700 for a console. That's too much money, man. I can't do that. I would have to wait if that's the case, man. That's too much, man. I couldn't justify it. As much like 400, 500, that's doable. 700, that's all. Yeah, nah, man. It's just that shit don't make sense. That shit don't make sense. I mean, the cool thing is that the Scorpio, you don't need a 4K TV to enjoy it. So if you weren't in the market to get it, or you just got a TV and you didn't want to upgrade, it's like, cool, we got you covered. Like, you still get the benefits of the textures and all that. So even though your resolution isn't in 4K, you still get those 4K textures, man. So that's still dope. You could zoom all the way in and be like, oh shit, this shit crazy. Look at the fucking textures on this bitch. Oh shit. No more blurries. Oh. That should be great, man. Man, this shit's gonna be great. Yeah. You know what? It's gonna be interesting to see how the rest of this gen folds out. If well, PS4, they have a couple games coming out, and obviously Microsoft has the games, and they got Scorpio dropping. But the crazy thing is, like, we're so amped for Scorpio just getting better games that we don't even really know what games are coming out other than the ones that have already been announced. And with that being said, it's like, they could drop some, super crazy shit on us at E3, and that should be like, damn, that would be like a nail in the coffin. Like let's just be honest. What if Crackdown is insane? Like, we're hoping it's insane, but what if it is? What if it delivers? And that's like the talk of E3, alongside of Scorpio. As good as Spider-Man may be, as good God of War may be, that's just not going to be mind-blowing. It'll be good graphically, and people will be impressed, but it's not going to be like something we've seen Spider-Man games before. I mean, what are they going to do any different than any other Spider-Man game other than make it graphically better and make it that it doesn't feel that repetitive? Other than that, it's going to feel the same. But I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. This is your boy Live Wire, and I'm out this bitch, baby. Peace.